Okay, so the most important part here is what's shown in this diagram with the purple here. You've got 2/10 times 4/10, and if I wrote that out as a fraction, 2/10 times 4/10, it's a little bit easier. You get 8. That's definitely never going to change. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 10 times 10 is hundredths. So as a decimal, that would be 0.2 is 2/10 times 0.4, which is 4/10, equals 0.08, 8 hundredths. That's really important that there's one decimal place here, one decimal place here. There has to be 2 in the answer. And so if there's 1 plus 1 is 2, and there's 2 over there. And so that's what we talked about in class today. And so let's take a look at these. I can't change the fact that 2 times 4 is 8. And then here I've got 10, and 10 is 100. So I end up with 800. Here I've got 2 times 4 is 8. I know that. And then 100 times 10 is going to be 1. Oops, not 1,000. It's 1,000, yes, but it should be just 8 times 1,000 is 8,000. 2 times 40 is 8 with a 0. And then lastly, 4/10 times 2 is 8/10. 8/10. Over here, I've got that this is 0.5, this is 0.9, or 5/10 and 9/10. When I multiply those together, I'm going to get 0.45, and so 0.45 is the answer. Oops, I did not get a decimal point in there. You got to be very careful. 0. See, it's not. That's not me. That's the pen. 0.45. Up here, explain why it's a rectangle. That we're going to be looking at a bunch of these today, and so it is a rectangle that is 0.5 or 5/10 by 0.9 9/10. And that's exactly what I'm seeing in that picture, and that's how it works out. Submit, maybe? Okay, there we go. And then I have 0 and 5 thousandths. Sorry, hundredths. I've got 5 hundredths times 6/10. Which ones does that equal? That is the same as this one. That is the same as 10 times 100 is, I've got 5 times 6 and then over 1,000. And that is that one. Not so much that one. 5 thousandths times 6 hundredths. That would be kind of, no. And then if I multiply 6 times 5 is 3. And then there'd be 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. I should get 30 thousandths. Yeah, 30 thousandths. Which would be, nope, that's not it. Okay, I get it. I end up with 3 decimal places in the answer, but it's because 6 times 5 is 30, and then I go 1, 2, and 3. The decimal point would be right there, which is 0 and 3 hundredths. 30 thousandths or 3 hundredths would be that guy right there. Okay, and so then we look a little bit further. What did Emiliano do on this one? He's got thousands times thousands. That's millions. 1,000 thousands has 6 zeros. Has 6 zeros. And so you got common denominators, but you still have to multiply straight across. So he should have gotten 21, but with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The decimal should be right there. That gives me 4 zeros. He didn't multiply thousands by thousandths. I definitely didn't spell that right. Thousandths times thousandths equals millionths. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm guessing that's spelled correctly. And then over here, it's going to be 0.123421, makes 6 decimal places. Submit. And I keep moving on. 3 times 2 is 6. But 3/10 times 2/10, you're going to get a 6, but with two decimal places because there's one there, one there. So I get 0.06, 0.06. Here I've got 1.2 times 5. That would be 60. And then there's one decimal place. There's going to be one decimal place. So down there I get 6.0. Totally different. A plumber 52.2. This is a subtraction problem. Is 21.863. I'm going to add a couple placeholder zeros just for fun. Borrow from, I need to go way over here to the ones place. Borrow from the one. I'm going to break that $1 into 10 dimes. Break the dime down, so now I have 11 dimes, into 10 pennies. Break that down, and now I've got 10 parts of a penny, 10 tenths, 10 hundredths of a penny. I don't know. 10 hundredths of a dollar, thousandths of a dollar. Here we go. 10 minus 3 is 7. 6 minus 9, or 9 minus 6 is 3. 11 is another 3. And then 51, 21, I get 30. I get 30.3. There we go. That guy. Let's see how I did. Yay! I got them all correct this time. And so if you have any questions, ask in class. If not, I'll see you in the next video.